operate as an agency. We can only respond under two situations. One, the president declares the area a disaster area, and the second one is if there's an emergency declaration.
So, like the
declaration is pre-event. For instance, a hurricane approaching landfall, the governor can request an emergency declaration. The president can choose to approve that request, in which case then federal resources can be spent in response to a hurricane in advance.
Yeah, what my question
is, the federal
is,
government doesn't take action on their own.
Oh yeah, it has to be the governor, right?
Yes, the governor makes a request.
Okay,
yes.
I just have a couple questions because I do have family down there. I'm concerned about whether or not should I get them now. I mean,
but evacuation issues is an individual decision. Persons need to make those decisions for themselves.
Okay.
If they don't make those decisions for themselves, the next step is evacuation is a local and then a state responsibility. It's never a federal responsibility. Federal government never declares an evacuation notice. We're not in that business because of states' rights and the Constitution. We're not allowed to do so.
Okay.
So if the county judge in Texas is the top official for a county when it comes to emergency management, that person, he or she has the authority to order a mandatory evacuation.
Okay.
Prior to that, it's a voluntary evacuation, and if you have concerns for family, then that's a decision you and the family need to make about when's the right time to depart the area.
But you guys are right now. Do y'all have any plans to evacuate at all?
We don't do evacuations.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay. All right.
We do not. The federal government does not do evacuations.
Okay. Terrific.
That's a local and a state issue. Now, if the state finds themselves in a situation where they need some additional assistance for transportation assets, for instance, aircraft to evacuate or buses or something of that nature, they may turn to us and see if they can use some of our contracting mechanisms to assist them. But we don't do evacuations.
Okay. My last question, man. How would you guys, in the event it is declared, how would you guys go about evacuating that many people, man?
Sir, I've told you twice already. I'll say the third time. We do not do evacuations.
Okay.
The federal government does not evacuate people.
Okay, terrific.
Evacuations are a local and a state responsibility.
I understand. I understand. Last question, man. I know that the Coast Guard is down there, right? And they're on the scene, but wouldn't the National Guard do a better job?
That's a speculative question. I don't have an answer for that. But as far as National Guard, though, National Guard is a state asset. That's the governor's office.
Okay. So I'd probably be better off asking them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right,
I can't answer that question. I don't know.
Hey, I appreciate your time. I'm just concerned, man. I just was wondering if it would have been a good interest to just go down there now and pick them up or pay for a plane ticket and get them out of southern Texas.
This is just probably the first of many times you're going to have to make those type of decisions this hurricane season. We're just starting. Hurricane season's just starting, and it's probably the Hurricane Prediction Center predicted for a busier than normal year for the Gulf. So
yeah, I'd read that. That's why I'm so concerned about it. I'm just worried about.
This is just the first of probably several times you're going to have to struggle with those type of decisions. And
yeah, it's pretty.
I wish you success for your family.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just more concerned about the dispersant and the benzene, not really so much a hurricane, because they've been through a million of them,
Well, if you're concerned about that, that's an issue for Texas. That's an issue for the Texas Department of Environmental Quality. Texas Department of Environmental Quality. You can Google that TDE. That name, and it'll come up with their contact information. They will be the ones that deal with any contamination that may come on shore. However, this morning's newscast, weather stated that if Tropical Storm Alex does make landfall in Texas, it's going to push the oil into and the disbursements into the coastlines of Louisiana, Mississippi.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, man.
That's what they were reporting this morning on several channels, that if it makes a Texas landfall, it's not expected to create any major problems for the oil spill cleanup operations, but it was expected to push more oil into Louisiana, Mississippi coastline.
Terrific, man. I was just concerned, brother. Thank you for your time, man. God bless.
All right. I wish you luck. Thank you, sir.
Well, there you have it, guys.